everybody. So first off, one of the things, there's several things I want to talk about with this video. It ended up being an insanely long video, and there are parts that I cut out that you'll definitely notice, because when it comes to things like this, what I do in this video, I'm very, very slow because it's not my usual comfort zone. My comfort zone is animals and landscapes. Like, I'm still getting better at those, but I'm much better at doing those than I am people, which is what this video is. So this is me finally putting together a concept that I started thinking about when Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came out. I took my son to go see that movie, and he fell in love with it because he absolutely loves the new Spider-Man in it, Miles Morales. Because his name is Miles, my son. His name is Miles. So he loves it. And I remember when that movie came out, everybody started drawing their Spidersonas. So their Spidersonas were the Spider-Man versions of themselves as heroes. And I immediately started thinking of my sons and deciding how to design my sons, which was a lot of fun. In a previous sketchbook tour, which I'll add a little link up here too, there's the very first concept sketch, which included a sweater that he had got from my boyfriend that he absolutely loved and then lost it. So couldn't really put that into the newer sketches. So I ended up filling 4 pages of my sketchbook just from practicing drawing male figures, which I am awful at drawing male figures because they're just so flat and boxy. Like, there's no real curve to them like drawing female figures. So this whole thing was out of my comfort zone. And I love comic books, I love comic book characters, I love Marvel, and I want to get better at drawing all those things. Marvel characters, comic book characters, because I love them so much. I grew up, reading and watching and learning about them. And it's something I want to pass on to my kids. So this was a real big push because I was already drawing something that I was super uncomfortable with, and I had to make it something that, I felt would have to look good for my son. Because this ended up being a birthday present for him for his 10th birthday. So yesterday, February 1st, he turned 10. And so I wanted to get this done for him for his birthday and surprise him with his own little created Spidersona. So this was the first actual attempt at a full body that I sketched out. And I'm currently just writing down, hockey jersey, hockey stick, I think hover shoes or skate shoes or something at the bottom. And yes. So I filled up 2 pages of just really quick figure sketches and trying to draw a head, with a mask, so there's no hair or anything to cover the head, just like a generic head shape. And it was a pain. I filled up 2 pages very quickly, and I didn't like any of. There was one sketch that I liked. I didn't like any. There was one profile sketch that I liked of a Spider-Man head. So yes, that was the only sketch out of the whole thing that I liked. Everything else I just meh. And I was doing a lot of research and watching a lot of videos of it, and it was just I put a lot into this. And yeah, so I ended up designing his character, I designed his outfit, and this is a super duper long video, and I had to record it in chunks So you'll see like my clothes changing throughout, because my son usually likes to come in and watch me paint or record, but this was one of those videos I could only do when he was at school or when he'd go to bed, because when he'd walk in I'd have to like start throwing paintings upside down and tossing my sketchbook under covers and randomly flipping to different pages, so he didn't see any of it. But when I finished it, I love how it turned out, and he got really excited and he loves it, and it's something he likes to tell people about now. And his character still doesn't have a name, but he was trying to come up with a backstory about it, and how a radioactive spider bit a radioactive hockey player from the a radioactive spider bit a hockey player for the Colorado Avalanche, who then became radioactive, who then bit my son, and now he's a radioactive ice skating Spider-Man. Really, the character was designed because my son absolutely loves hockey, wants to play hockey, loves going to hockey games, loves the Colorado Avalanche, and I wanted to incorporate that into his character. So he's wearing a hockey jersey, and naturally when we go to games we always have hoodies under our jerseys. So that's tied in too, and my son loves his hoodies. There's a hockey stick, because instead of, causing harm, real physical harm, he just knocks the bad guys out. So that way they can be detained and later picked up by the police. And his shoes have little pads on the bottom of them that cause him to hover about an inch or two off the ground, giving him the ability to look like he's ice skating. So I thought those were all really cool things. So he can go really fast, he can ice skate up walls and everything, and instead of hopping around constantly, he can just smoothly ice skate around. And yeah, I put some thought into it, and I had asked him about my original concept design, what he thought of it, and he really liked it. The original from like a year ago, or like when the movie came out. So I just kind of built on that. And yeah, came up with this SPIDERSONA, and I dig it. He digs it. I had an idea in my head of how I wanted him to pose, and spent a lot of time sketching it to try and get it, but again, I'm not very good with drawing male figures. So a couple of the poses that I had in mind I changed, and this was the pose that I ended up going with, which I love. I really love. It's only slightly different than what I had originally planned. And I'm proud of myself for the proportions, I'm proud of myself for the pose, and I'm super proud of this piece. I am. And I love it. So, yeah. Instead of chatting your ear off, I'm just going to let you guys watch the rest of it, and thank you for watching it. Sorry that this video ended up being a little late, but I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed doing it in the process and really pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And I'll have to share over on my Instagram the pictures of the process of start to finish, because the starting ones are pretty bad. They're really bad. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They're awful. Like, you look at them and you think, did a 10-year-old draw these, or did a 5-year-old draw these? No, it was me, a dinosaur lady who drew them for my now 10-year-old son. So, yeah. One last note. I ended up painting the majority of the background, the cityscape, off camera, just because if I had recorded it all, this video would probably have been closer to like 45 minutes. Even, you know, the speed picked up, it still would have been very, very long, because doing the cityscape took a long time, and when you don't feel as comfortable with a painting, you tend to take more time on it because you don't want to mess it up. So I'm still learning how to do cityscapes and buildings. I find buildings to be very difficult. Mainly because I don't have the patience to draw all those lines and make sure everything looks really good. And so I did all of that, all the brick painting, the windows, the buildings, all of that off camera. And, you know, all you see is me starting the process of doing that. But then I was like, ugh, no, I can't. I just can't. I can't. And yeah. So I've been babbling for over 10 minutes now. And now I will leave you to the rest of the video and some music. So thanks again. And I will see you all in my next video, which had better be on time and hopefully a decently shorter video. So you guys all rock. Thank you all, and I'll see you next week. Bye.